I'm not going to give you an introduction. I'd kind of prefer to keep myself mysterious, The less you know about me, the better. So, here I have this tier list. Here's a bunch of creators that are kind of what I consume in this space: podcasts, YouTube videos, the like. These are people who I kind of consume their content. And so I wanted to give you a little bit about what I like about each person. Forget, for the purpose of this conversation, red means good, green means bad. I don't know why Cheermaker has the red on the top. We need to go back to first grade. We need to learn our colors again. None of these creators are like purely bad, because they probably wouldn't be on this list. And so these are just the group of people I've curated. There's some people I watched that didn't make the cut, and that's typically people like, there's a lot of like female creators that make like one video about like passing the CPA exam, and then like they either drop off the face of the earth, or like they pivot their content typically to like vlogs or something. I don't think they count. Or there's other people that make like very industry specific content, so I'm not the target audience. Accountants are probably not the target audience. I wanted to get that out of the way. So let me explain the tier list. Accounting Mount Rushmore. This is people who are like the GOAT. Bag holders. I enjoy their content. I root for their success. They will be bag holders. Don't yuck my yum. This is people that like, but you might necessarily not like. I understand their vision that they try to put out. I totally get their game, but you may not. Industry plant. This is people who they could improve. They could change something. I might tune in, but it's not like every day. And 1065 hell. This is just the pit. This is, I either watch something I really like, and then the next thing gives me complete whiplash and I don't want to see it again. So the first one is the Financial Controller. This is a channel everyone in college probably who's like a late millennial or zoomer has like seen one of his videos. He's very much someone who's like birthed this meme on Reddit that like you can do 1 year at Big Four and then like immediately jump into like a $200,000 controller job. He probably does make accounting much more exciting, I guess. A lot of his content is very much like, I'll put him in bag holder. Yeah, that sounds. No, actually, I shouldn't be too generous. Don't yuck my yum. Don't yuck my yum. Some people might say like, he's very much funneling people away from audit. Canadian tax enthusiast. This is a TikToker, very big during the COVID days. Basically does a lot of like informative news type videos. The formula of like a video newsletter that you just get on your feed. He can go into don't yuck my Jen. Jen is another one of these content creators you'll probably stumble upon in college, because a lot of her popular videos are targeted towards accounting students that are getting an interview or preparing for an interview. I think the most memorable one is about like what I do as a tax manager. Theme between this channel and the next one is that like, because they really can't decide what direction they want to take their accounting channel, they either pivot to like personal finance, pivot to something else, pivot to their channel being like a lead magnet, or they go to the educational route. I like her channel. Bag holder. Let me not be singeing. Gabrielle Talks Money. This is another channel she's Canadian but focused on US tax as well. I don't engage with her content as much anymore because it's kind of pivoted into personal finance. Bag holder as well. Now, the accounting rapper. We have two accounting rappers actually. First, we have at the accounting rapper on TikTok. Very much a zoomer, focused on TikTok. You probably seen his viral meme about the debits and credits. Very cool guy. I wish him all the best. Now Scott, he has a podcast called Accounting High. He's a very dynamic host. He's got an incredible life story. You can check out the interview he did on Earmark. He's kind of turned his life around. He's a CPA firm owner now, and all around cool guy. And just with the last guy, I kind of gotta give props for the people who can rap. Like, I can't rap, right? I can't rap. Maybe I can hit a note, but like the note might hit back. That's the thing. So I will give my man credit. He is going into accounting Mount Rushmore. These people, this is Game On Financial. Like, they first popped off in my feed because they're very much like a firm niched into Twitch streamers. So like that's a bit unconventional. It's a bit modern. They're very cool. Like, if accounting needs an image change, it's people telling you the consequences of microtransactions. And also, normally I wouldn't include people who have like this is like like their content is like a lead magnet, but because of like the demographic they serve, a lot of the times they will show up on my feed and be like giving me like news of the industry. This one's a toughie. I will say bag holder. Corretto. I don't know how to say. I don't know how to describe his content. It's very much like a podcast, but also like a shorter podcast. It's also a video. His content could be pretty informative. I think I've outgrown his content. That's a problem. And I think a lot of the advice he gives to younger people is kind of boomer. Sorry, dog. I'm sorry, dog. Industry plant. Okay, Nick Krop. He's very much like TikTok Reels, very much into the kind of debunking content, especially during the COVID years. There's been a rise of like very questionable advice. Like, the finance gurus are like giving tax advice that's very unscrupulous. So I actually really like his content, especially him and Laurelyn do debunking content on TikTok. So I generally have to give him credit for kind of educating the public, but I don't think I'd personally do it, kind of pitch into that arena. One wrong move, one wrong mistake, I will be the subject of a Laurelyn or a Nick video, and I can't be caught slipping. You know, that would be personally embarrassing. So I'm gonna give bag holder. Laurelyn is just like the last person. She's focused on debunking content, doesn't hold back compared to Nick. So I definitely would not want to be the target of a response video by her. She's kind of snarky. Put her in bag holder. I've decided to do this out of order now. The Cloud Accounting Podcast. I actually regularly tune into their content. They're very much not meant for my age group. They got very good radio voice. You can have them in the background and they basically catch you up on the news of the day. But most importantly, right, there's this one interview with Ken Bishop regarding drill him into surrounding the 150, 120 requirement. Like, I've never seen as brutal of a takedown as that. I kind of gotta give him credit. Like, Blake in particular, he has that dog in him. He's got that pitbull energy. I'm a fan, actually. I'm a fan. Undoubtedly accounting Mount Rushmore material. I completely forgot their firm name, but Jeremy from YouTube. So my introduction to his content was on that episode he had of Roast My Firm by Jason. It was one of the most brutal episodes I've ever seen. Like, they did not hold back. The comments did not hold back. Jason didn't even hold back. And they were brave. I will have to give them that. Like, I'll have to give my second cousin his dues, because if I was a subject of a Roast My Firm video and like they showed my face like they did in this video, like, I can't have that on me. I don't tune in for all his videos because I think his videos are a little bit of like explainers, but the vlogs are kind of fire. It's very obvious that like, some of the people on this tier list were probably inspired by Jason. I can see why. He's young, a great speaker, very charismatic. Did I mention he's young? I can't stress that enough. Accountants age like bananas. This is a thumbnail from a podcast. I am not using the Black Void image. I am freeing my dog from the Shadow Realm. He's out of the void. I gotta name his sins. In this one video, he calls a Honda Insight what's clearly a Honda Fit. I drive a Honda Fit, right? Caught strays that day. But like the second one, that's kind of targeted. I don't know what I've done to anger him. Did I mention that he claims he did not know who Peter Olinto was? That's kind of insane. Peter Olinto is like the face of Becker. I could literally click off this video, like I stop recording, search up Becker, and I'll see his face. He is the face of Becker. And so the idea that he would go decades without knowing who he is, sus. I actually tried looking to see if there was some kind of beef between them that I didn't know about it, and no one's been uncovered. So far, the evidence is pretty inconclusive. I can't say whether or not there's beef or not. Well, definitely an industry plant. I can't say. Yeah, he's an industry plant. Don't yuck my yum. I like his videos. I can't lie. Logan. Okay. The way I found his content, I peruse the accounting subreddit. It was a thread, a chain of comments, and one of them was by a user named something Logan. And so this comment said, hey, check out what this firm owner, the original thread was about like this guy weighing out how much he can make, going out on his own. There's this comment that's like, hey, check out what this firm owner made. He links this video by Logan Graff, and you might be thinking, wow, there's another guy named Logan. This is the whole plot. And so I click on this video, right? It's very cool. Like, it's obviously not, he doesn't obviously like over glorify it. It's like a very reasonable amount, even if he's overworked. But what really struck about his content, right? When I watched the video, it had like 3,000 views. But it only had about 3 comments, which is insane. It really went to show how low engagement this side of YouTube is. First, it was ironic. Like, I was an ironic Logan hype man. But then it became unironic. He's very helpful, very much doesn't claim to be an expert. He's very humble. I actually recommend following him on Twitter. Generally, his YouTube content is very much like a day in the life, how I run my firm. It's very much centered around like running a firm. I recommend you guys follow him on Twitter. His Twitter content is very much one of 2 flavors. One is shower thoughts about the industry. The second one is like throwing a grenade into a crowd. Very much gets people talking. I will always give my man his gold stars. I will always be there for my second cousin, twice removed. So this is the current ranking. Let's talk a little bit about the future of this channel. Let's talk about the future of this channel. I'm still missing 2 exams. FAR and Reg. FAR is this is about to be my 3rd attempt. It's kicking my ass. So a lot of the content, I know the exam format is changing next year, so I think a little bit, don't be surprised if my content is very much centered around taking the exam, like what you can do to better prepare yourself, not be a pendejo like me. If that isn't your thing, you're not obligated to subscribe. Look at me gatekeeping my own subscriber button. I will never leave the hood at this rate. Like, anyways, thanks for watching.
We found Dan Hood of accounting today. Crypto clown, tech guru Matthew May. Black proud Supergirl, Niall Carter Gray.